The underworld.
I don't like visual storytelling.
Tell me what it is.
I'll just do that.
Everybody.
We just all hold hands. Just 1 hour of men bonding.
Bruh.
Thank you to HUEL for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit.
Fellow citizens of the Reject Nation, we're here today to watch Daredevil, Born Again, Season 2. What are you doing?
He does those weird facial expressions.
I'm doing the Wilson
I wasn't
Fisk
sure what you were going for.
facial expressions. Coy.
You good?
Dude, there's a new episode of Daredevil, Moments from My Life. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. How are you, Aaron? I was like, they're going to Aaron or Andrew first.
I'm good, man. I'm doing good. I rewatched all of Born Again last night. I was up till 3 in the morning because I was excited to behold the new season as we're watching it today. So, yes, I'm doing great. How you doing, man?
Andrew.
Mr. Alba, I thought I'd do the impressions on this channel, not you. I'm doing great. I'm excited. I did rewatch Born Again as well, and I'm so excited. Can't wait to see what we get here. How are you doing, Greg? Okay.
Let's watch this.
Let's do it.
Casual Daredevil fan, Greg Alba.
Thank you, New York. It's humbling to be sitting here, speaking to you as mayor this evening.
I need a favor.
Dexter wanted to meet me.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? I don't care. It's fine. It's none of my business.
Heather!
Everyone's here.
Yeah!
She's back.
You hear mine when I saw you?
Adrenaline, I'm sure. I'm glad you're back.
Carrie is here, Hatchet Man.
He's my investigator.
Man, I guess I didn't have to spend 9 hours watching the show.
Yeah, you could have just watched this.
Do you know that Wilson Fisk was the main suspect in your uncle's murder?
Why do you think I'm here? Not everything I write is under my name.
Smart to have an alias.
Dr. Glenn, allow me to introduce Mayor and Mrs. Fisk.
I would like for you to be my administration's commissioner of mental health.
What a waste
Best
of a villain.
character death ever.
Shall I call you swordsman?
Is that a threat?
No, of course not. It's merely a warning.
Oh.
Consider yourself founding members of my anti-vigilante task force. There'll be no body cams, no due process, no warrant.
Not topical.
I'm gonna take this city back, Karen.
Yeah.
Where we start?
Woo-woo.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Did Mayor Fisk fix it?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I read the papers, see the numbers that, like, violent crime is down, way down. Property crime, too. But screw the papers.
At what cost, though?
New York is back and better than ever.
I believe you, citizen.
You were totally not paid to say that.
Is it ocean waves?
Something on the pier? That's a shot. That's cool.
A beautiful God's eye view right there.
The underworld.
Under everything. Fisk.
Yes, listen, Matt. Hear it.
He has to operate in the shadows now.
Ooh. Swift with it.
I haven't seen the Batman Begins intro.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah. Nice reference.
They are very similar fellas.
Oh, that silhouette.
Oh,
Sick.
nice. Good catch. Ooh. Gotcha.
The one
it.
bullet.
Yes.
Already got it.
Sick. Guys. Yeah, it does have that Batman Begins type of feel to it a little bit with the action.
Nice.
That suit looks sick.
Oh, woof. That guy looks horrified.
Damn, he's so brutal right now.
Yeah, he's bulky.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Bulk devil.
Thick devil.
Welcome.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
He's sending a message.
Oh, yeah.
Κάνεις! Έχει ανθρώπους εκεί κάτω. Τους ξέρεις? Όχι. Μας είπαν τι να κάνουμε αν μας την πέσουν.
Annihilate.
Θα γίνει αν δεν το κάνουμε.
We got to deal with Fisk.
Or self-terminate?
But imagine they're going to blow up the boat, right? Sink the boat?
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, I love it every time.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Damn.
Oh, he probably put the watch as a tracker so he could find the guns.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't like visual storytelling.
Tell me what it is.
I think we can go to credits now.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Great.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and assume this is a Benson Moorhead joint this episode.
The cool thing about that suit, it looks so good lit up and in the darkness.
Yeah, it's a really good point because every time they show it a lot, I'm more excited. And it's subtle and badass.
Deborah Ann Woll, yeah.
Matt Lillard.
Matthew Lillard, sweet.
Tony Dalton in the credits. Okay.
Got a vision.
Really feel it. Kung Fu. Iron Fist.
Karen?
Probably. Could be a good mislead.
Yeah, good.
I think you're right, yeah.
I think it is Karen.
Okay, Karen. Throwing down.
It's like, I'm sick of calling for help. I want to kick some ass, even though she has kicked ass before.
The boat was full of weapons. Military grade. European, I think.
Holy shit.
He's using the free ports to smuggle arms. Man, I just can't help but wonder who is all that firepower for.
The cops.
You know, I could find out.
Yeah. Give her a call.
Her?
So what's next?
Proving it.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I can help with that.
Do your journalism?
I'm counting on it, Miss Page.
I love it when he calls her Miss
Oh,
Page on their back.
Let's go. Let's go.
Heather who?
Already feel that instant chemistry between us.
And I guess tonight was a pretty good night.
What was the first name he called out to in the hospital? Karen.
Yep.
Now we're back because the two of them are back. Born
Yes.
again.
Yeah, baby.
Season 2.
This is a terrorist attack, orchestrated and executed by the Vigilante of Hell's Kitchen.
Good spin.
I want you to organize the salvage operation.
Copy that. I'll have a crew for you by morning.
The hunt for Daredevil and Karen Page. Intensify it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you know Karen's part of this. Okay.
Yeah, you immediately feel the stakes.
Who knew what was in that ship besides you and I?
Only the captain and the first mate.
Find them.
The framing of Kingpin is back on point, too.
Yeah, he looks huge again.
Yeah.
Who's this? Lillard, maybe?
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
I like
yeah,
I said that.
Tim.
He goes, yeah, it's me.
Yeah, I would say clusterfuck is a pretty apt description.
Great reveal.
No, it's fine. I'll go up there myself. I need the miles.
Oh.
Okay. Alrighty, interesting.
Maybe it makes the drink tastier.
You okay?
I mean, just fucking every time, Matt. No matter how we come at him, no matter what we do, Fisk just gets back up.
Yeah, that's why we have to keep trying, huh?
Yeah.
We expose that he's running guns, show the city, show Albany who he is, and he will be held accountable.
Will he?
I have to believe that, Karen.
I've tried that a few times.
It's like 5 seasons of this shit.
Guys, the law works.
Yeah, but he wasn't the mayor before. This time it'll work.
Did you get who he's smuggling guns for?
No. But for now, we have the captain and the first mate. Both Cypriot nationals and both have family in Astoria.
Okay, she said Jess.
Did she?
Yeah.
You're giving yourself rather extraordinary emergency powers. Your Safer Streets initiative equates vigilantes with terrorists?
Posing a mandatory life sentence.
Nice, Chancellor Palpatine.
Your point being?
My point is that these are provocative moves, Mr. Mayor. Moves that weren't discussed with the governor.
Yeah, now you got a ship capsized in the East River.
Please tell the governor that the culprit will be brought to justice. Loudly. I vowed to clean up the streets, and I've done that.
Love how he changes his tone.
All I'm trying to say is that there's going to be a lot of scrutiny with these upcoming vigilante trials. My office needs to be involved. Now, I know you're not going to like it, but that means oversight.
Vigilante trials, cameos, guys.
Yeah, Devil's Reign's coming.
It's like a pound of food.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know why security let you in or if you're even supposed to be here.
I am definitely supposed to be here, Sheila.
Why do you know my name?
And Mr.
Charles. Mr. Charles.
Mr. Charles.
Well, where are you from?
Good. Langley.
It's like a Brad Pitt type of thing.
I don't know what you or the agency thinks that you're doing here, but it's.
Well, I don't know what a lieutenant governor actually is.
We will not be intimidated.
You are definitely going to want to answer that phone call.
We won't be intimidated.
I love the power Matt Lillard has by just causing these guys problems.
Oh, yeah, I totally understand.
What's he? Is he like CIA or something?
Yes, Miss DeFontaine.
Miss DeFontaine.
Oh.
As I was saying, Mr. Fisk, my office will totally support you.
Wow.
Jesus.
Vigilantism, safer streets, hell, all of it.
Like that slow pan.
Wow.
Won't be a problem.
Wow.
I appreciate that very much.
Thunderbolt's got him interesting.
Oh, yeah, Cam would have caught her. That makes sense.
Holy crap, Obadiah Stane?
Is the guy with the caramel corn back?
Looks like a hitman.
Looks like Angelina Jolie and Salt.
I'm just an impartial observer here.
That's cheeky. Where exactly is here?
Well, in the case of
Are they on Rikers?
fighting with the police, it seems the psychological evaluation is in order.
Absurd accusation.
Yeah, he's chilling.
Mr. Duquesne, are you saying that you're
Oh
not?
my goodness.
Wow.
Jeez.
I'm saying District Attorney Hochberg will have to prove that in court.
He's clever.
I'm going to ask you some true or false questions. There's no wrong answer.
Authority.
Wow.
Okay.
This is a waste of both our time. If a psychological evaluation is needed, I prefer it be done by a professional.
Ooh.
I know the law, Dr. Glenn.
Oh,
she's so
trauma.
haunted. Yeah.
PTSD.
PTSD.
Maybe she needs a therapist.
Do you? Then you know you're being held here under the Safer Streets Act.
Oh, a new version of the Registration Act.
The NYPD has no jurisdiction over this place or any knowledge of your whereabouts.
Oh, they're on the territory that Fisk
Men
has.
outside can do whatever they please to you, should I ask them to.
Red
In
Hook,
your
yeah.
trial, the only thing that might ever enable you to see the light of day can be postponed.
Fisk is so smart. He's using her trauma so she can project her biases onto them. Oh, so good.
One investigator can't be expected to handle
No,
this.
Fisk only targets people who can't afford to pay, and we can't afford another investigator.
And you can't afford to pay me.
I know.
Look, half of these pickups are task force pickups. And these people just tend to disappear, Kirsten.
Then we need to find them.
I wonder why Fisk doesn't out Matt.
Matt's gonna be fine, okay? He's gonna be fine.
He's just gonna be fine. My partner, my friend, goes missing after.
Shit. Hochberg.
Oh.
This guy, back with a beard.
Could I speak with Miss McDuffie privately?
Yeah, I was just on my way out.
Is he gonna turn good?
Kirsten, we both know I don't need to be here. I came because I respect you. You were one of my best, and I want to save you.
Oh.
Interesting.
What a nice guy.
Thank you very much for, caring about my career. My defenses are rock solid, and I have the evidence to prove it.
You think the evidence matters?
Wow.
Wow. What happened to you?
Never mind. He's not good.
I read the tea leaves. Kirsten, come back to the DA's office. I'll match whatever lie you tell me you're making here.
Wow. Make up a very big lie.
It's a very generous offer, and I must respectfully say, fuck you.
Hey.
Well, that's disappointing, Kirsten.
And I really prefer Counselor McDuffie.
I'll see you in court.
Hey.
Counselor McDuffie.
Yeah.
Sure as shit you will.
That's a good point about the set dressing. It actually looks lived in.
Yeah.
Fisk will destroy the whole city.
You know I'm retired, right?
Yeah, you keep mentioning that.
And died on that boat, Cherry.
You and Kirsten get pretty good at laying the guilt, you know that?
It's because it works. How is she?
She's worried about you. Would it kill you to reach out to her?
I can't.
It's dangerous, man.
Might kill her.
North Star, what do you need from me?
Captain and the first mate flooded the boat and took off, which means they're co-conspirators in the gun rolling. Akilio Kiriakou and Christofi Salva. You need me to spell those names?
Yeah, I need you to spell it.
I'm looking for either of these two men. This is supposed to be one of their spots.
I'm sorry, my English.
Don't fucking do that.
Oh, they're definitely hiding somewhere in there.
No me menos fascistas.
Yeah, this is feeling some like World War II shit.
Oh! Whoa!
Wow. Martial law.
Jeez.
B.B. Urich.
What the hell?
Her uncle, Ben Urich, would be so disappointed in her. But that's what got him killed. Your favorite mayor, Wilson Fisk.
Like the impression.
Anonymous.
So much money off that secret port for my rich and criminal friends. Making sure the rich get richer and you stay poorer.
Fun Fisk impression.
Clever.
I hope he didn't find my illegal goods. Don't worry, I'll get him in the end. Just don't you dare try to dig into what I'm really doing.
You think BB's behind this too?
I was thinking that. She said she's got an alias, but
I love the anonymous vibe, but instead of the V use, they use Kingpin against him. Like, that's really fun.
Fisk's task force do this?
Please, it's none of your concern.
Yeah, it is. I'm a lawyer.
Nice window shot, yeah.
I have a feeling run of those side hustle getting
Mirror shot.
out of New York.
I mean, you can still see that hip on the side of her face.
I think we might be on the same team here.
Murdock.
Look, Akilio and Christofi are in a lot of trouble, and I would like to help protect them if I can. Can you just point me in the right direction? I'll find him.
Task Force took him.
What about Christofi?
If they got him too, no one can help him. Not even the lawyer from Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, maybe not.
I like that Matt Murdock has his own reputation.
But we have to try, don't we?
Yes, we're doomed to try.
Doom?
The word.
Cameo.
I did what I was told. The devil came. I sang the sheep he was supposed to sing.
By devil, you mean Daredevil?
Yes, Daredevil.
This guy's just doing his job.
Where's Christofi?
That guy would say the same.
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Ooh. Frank House was a lot better at taking torture.
Do you ever think maybe you enjoy your work a bit too much?
You freaking psychopath.
He confirmed it was Daredevil on the boat.
Yeah. Top tip. Smashing someone's face in can make them reluctant to comply. Next time, maybe put the kettle on, yeah? Get them talking over a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, he's British.
Just a thought.
Tried bad cop, are we trying good cop?
How'd you mind?
Buck has class to him, you know? Still fucking awful guy, but
This is a good cop, bad cop routine.
I did what I was told. I just want to go home.
Of course you did.
Yeah, not looking good for you.
You know what? I think that can be arranged.
In a box.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you to heaven.
Use the silencer. Oh, you
Kine
can
klima.
hear him putting the silencer on
Fantastic
it.
tipota.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh, I guess he didn't do the silencer.
With the blood on the camera, too.
Oh, man, looks a little haunted by what he's doing.
Yeah, thank you, Buck.
Was starting to
He
get
was
that
trying
interpretation like when we saw the end of the last season.
Yeah, he's playing devil's advocate to Fisk.
Do we speak freely in front of the missus? Or, I mean, everyone has their own protocols.
He's bringing such a fun energy.
Do you try to be abrasive? Is it part of your tradecraft?
I am what I am, Mrs. Fisk.
I doubt that very much.
Vanessa,
Especially with how buttoned up they are. It's so fun to see him here.
she's privy to all my business dealings.
Well, how they
and
intentionally
I
framed
hers.
Vincent D'Onofrio to be
Yeah,
so much
freaking
higher.
6'4" Matt Miller.
Yeah.
Mean to offend, so.
But you have.
Uh-oh.
And I don't appreciate you grandstanding in my office.
Well, that's funny. I would have called that divine fucking intervention.
Stop. I like you.
Look, Mr. Mayor, the people I work for are very grateful for the use of your very special port. But this is now gone kind of like 8 different ways of fucked up, right?
Our task force is organizing a salvage team.
No.
My men, they're effective. They're very loyal.
Great. So you have no problem killing them after they've unloaded the boat, right?
Good men are hard to come by.
I could put together
Loyal men are hard to come by.
to make them disappear in an industrial accident after they unload the goods into your Red Hook warehouse.
Soulless.
Obviously, it's up to you.
And nothing gets traced back to us.
Interesting what he's coming in to offer a helping hand with.
Or you, Mr. Charles, or whatever your name is.
Lovely lady is correct.
Yeah, what's your deal?
Nothing. That circle is complete.
It seems our interests are aligned.
They are.
I was going to put another phone in there.
Godfather poster in this guy.
It's my inside guy. Well, source, only he doesn't know it.
Do you like him?
Hey. Yay, it's what I wanted.
I mean, he grows on you, but no, not like that.
Not yet.
Could get complicated.
Wow.
Do you have any idea what you're up to?
From Ben Urich to BB.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, good point.
Took me a little too long to figure out what he meant, but he said the easiest people to manipulate are manipulators. Never forget, BB, we are manipulators.
Is this some, like,
Really?
sisterhood here, end at the lesson type shit? Or-
No, it's more like an I don't want you to die
Already went through that with your
Type shit.
uncle.
type of shit. Yeah, I do not want you to follow in the footsteps of your uncle.
Yeah, no, please no.
You guys were close, right?
Yeah, he's a big part of why I'm here with you right now.
Yeah.
Because Fisk killed her.
Yes.
So tragic in season 1 of the OG show.
Yeah, I couldn't
And
believe they killed
I have a
Ben.
lot of guilt about that. I'm pretty sure Ben died to save me.
Also, it was her idea to go see Fisk's mom.
Shit. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of dead bodies behind us, BB. I think maybe the best way to honor them would be not to join them. Take care of yourself.
I think Karen's going to die this season.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
She dies a lot in the comics.
Yeah.
But
I feel like she's good at that.
I'm often the smartest person in the room.
True.
Hello?
Dr. Glenn, it's Ben Hochberg. I'm just prepping my opener, and I'm looking over your psych
Was that
eval.
the DA guy? Yeah.
It's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. Your contemporaneous notes are fantastic. His hostility, hatred of authority, all great.
But
it does get a little wonky in the data.
How do you mean?
Well, Dr. Glenn, you have a PhD. My jurors have the internet. If I can convince them that Duquesne is a sociopath, they might have a much easier time sending him back into a deep, dark hole.
Oh, that noise, yeah. It's going to trigger the trauma.
change them.
Oh, reverse from the 4.
Ooh.
That's not the same actor.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
He had blue eyes. The other guy had brown eyes.
Dr. Glenn?
I'm sorry. Yeah, of course it's possible I entered the data wrong.
That is great.
Oh, no. Something's going to rise out of her.
He's a very big fan of yours, you know, as am I.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
This suppression's going to lead to a retaliation.
Corrected copy of the data? That'd be great.
Absolutely, you'll have it by the end of the day.
One of these days, we should have a drink, don't you think?
Ooh.
Yeah, hang
Oh,
up
it
on
just
that.
hung up.
Evil spirits possess me.
Throw a phone in there.
I beg your pardon?
Just answer the question. Evil spirits possess me at times.
Drinking during the day.
False.
Jeez. This is great. This is the stuff I was missing from season 1.
Yeah.
Empty canvas there.
Really paying attention, focusing on the characters a lot more, especially the supporting ones.
Exactly. They haven't just made it Fisk and Matt. It's the show,
an
the characters.
ensemble.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Throw your ethics out the window, girl.
Yep, putting a man to death, basically.
I will never figure out how you do that.
You know, years of brutal training from a borderline psychotic sensei.
Thank you, Stick.
That all.
There's nothing to it here. This restaurateur in Astoria.
They're so adorable together.
She's there.
That's why she has to die.
Good.
Don't say that.
Yeah,
I
who doesn't
know,
gonna make
I-
us love them again before it happens?
Don't.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, just the trials.
You miss it?
Do I miss it?
Oh, you know,
That's a fair question.
being Matt Murdock, Nelson Murdock, and Paige.
We miss it. The
Yes, we do.
audience.
No. Just try to focus on moving forward.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess sometimes I do. Yeah. You?
Every damn day.
It's like I missed the paychecks from seasons 1 and 3.
Every time we're with them, it's always this like warm, almost sunlight effect on them.
And the music usually matches.
Everything's good?
And from the warmth to another warmth.
So happy to have you back.
Ήταν ένας άντρας που περνούσε από το σκούπιδο Τενεκέ.
Κάνε του ένα πιάτο.
Andrew.
Θέλει να σε ευχαριστήσει προσωπικά, ξέρω.
Hey, dumpster food is good, man.
Oh, he's gonna kill her.
Είμαι ο Χριστοφής. Χριστοφής.
Oh, no, okay. My bad. It's the guy.
Yeah, the first mate.
Είπαν ότι μπορείς να με βοηθήσεις.
She's like, it's happening again. Of course she's got to take him in.
Gonna call Matt?
Ooh, I was worried. Okay.
Oh, Cherry. Yeah.
This is the stuff I've wanted, man. Yes. Invest in our cast.
Task Force, open up.
What?
Maybe you should have got it invested.
No.
What do you want?
Just want to talk.
Unless you got a warrant, the door stays closed.
Please don't kill Cherry.
Come on, Cherry, don't gotta be like that.
Yeah, I do.
Sir.
This guy's got a fucking iPad.
Why are you and a bunch of loser cops looking for a couple of Greek sailors?
Which loser cops are we talking about?
Ooh.
Jeez.
I can do this all night.
Yeah, you hit like
You're not Cap.
Shit.
Well, Cap can do this all
Damn
day.
it. God damn it.
They had to give him an iPad just to cement that evil.
Let's open Matt might show because the text.
Can you stand?
Quick, with the quickness he was.
More coming.
Yes.
Hallway fight!
Kill some of them. Or beat them up, but don't kill them.
Oh, he hears his heart freaking out. That'd be so hard.
It's music. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey. Let's freaking go.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Dude, the fight choreography is so much better in this season already.
No, Cherry, no. Oh, heart attack, no, we grabbing the arm.
Not going to have another Foggy situation. Nope.
Yeah,
Get your head in the
Distracted
game.
for 1 second. Oh, no.
Shit. Somebody come, please. No, too many guys.
Oh.
Jessica, somebody.
Oh, no.
No.
Get it together.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Dude, Cherry, shoot them.
No.
Shit. It's Matt Murdock.
Whoa. What the fuck? Nice.
Whoa! Frank! Is that? I don't know.
Bullseye?
Bullseye, maybe.
Oh, my. Yeah, I guess. Could be Bullseye.
It looks like a bullseye. Yep.
Yeah,
Totally. Yeah. You're welcome. Whoa.
Signed Bullseye.
Yo.
That was crazy.
Cool ending.
Nuts.
Cool ending.
Ah!
The set photos were making me wonder, like, why would they ever work together?
Oh, man.
I didn't see any of those.
And then in one fucking moment, you're
Consulting producer Bendis.
Man.
Philip Silvera with the production of that stunt coordination. Man.
cool. Free Jack Nation, do you ever feel like life is just constantly moving? Like, you're always on the go, always in a rush, and eating healthy is the thing that keeps getting pushed aside. That's been me for a few years now, and it can be a real struggle to maintain eating healthy. And that's honestly why we've become so dependent on what's this stuff at HUEL? What a natural segue that is. But also, we got 3 fridges around here, and we have these fridges stocked with the ready to drink. A lot of times going to events from here, I bring them with me. You'll often see Coy and I drinking them on camera for a reason, because it is a complete meal in a bottle. 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, slow-release carbs, no artificial sweeteners, gluten-free, and it actually helps keep us full. I would drink HUEL while on my cut, where I lost a crap ton of weight last year. Coy, currently on a cut for the past few months, and he's drinking these a few times a week. Plus, it's under $5, which makes it way easier to stay consistent. And then when I want something a little bit more built, I'll use the Black Edition powder. We got so much in that other room right over there. You can blend it with frozen fruit, ice. Sometimes I mix it with my hydration drinks. Same complete nutrition, just more customizable. And now, even though I'm no longer on a cut, I've been working on maintenance, it helps so much more to have something like this to maintain. So if you're like me, where the days feel nonstop, this makes staying on track simple, and delicious. So for a limited time offer, you can get HUEL today with my exclusive offer of 15% off online with my code REJECTS at HUEL.com/rejects. New customers only. Once again, that's HUEL.com/rejects, code REJECTS. Thank you to HUEL once again for partnering and supporting Real Rejects. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just watched Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Episode 1. I want to thank everyone who helped support the channel by joining our Patreon page. Over there, it's where you get the full reaction watch along, where you get to sync up with your own copy of DD Born Again. Also, it helps offset many of the copyright claims that we get every single day on this channel. You guys help keep us going, and you're also able to get discounts at rejectnationshop.com. We got some Daredevil-inspired tees over there as well, courtesy of the mind of one Aaron Alexander. Wow, what a journey that was. What a journey that was. Andrew, are you okay?
I'm okay.
I feel like your pulse is pounding right now.
It's always pounding.
Yeah, I could hear it in your voice.
Yeah, you've got that Matt Murdock
The
hearing.
inflection in your tone right now. It's intense. It's intense. How are we all feeling right now?
Stoked.
Everyone shout a one word. What you all think right now? I'm going to go first then because no one's going.
Badass.
Awesome.
We're back.
Redemption.
Yes, Daredevil, redemption better, badass, we're back. I love it so much. Aaron, dude, you just watched all of Daredevil Born Again yesterday.
Yeah.
Finally. You didn't pay attention at all when we reacted to it the first time. Now you got to watch it last night for the first time.
Oh, man. It does hit a little different when you're watching, because part of the job here is we have to commentate in addition to watch it. But, yeah, I feel like this was a really strong entry back into Born Again. On my rewatch, I had some issues with it. It's good. It's not as good as the original 3 seasons, but I feel like it did a great job in this episode, really bringing us back into the reasons why I love the original one so much. Is not just Matt and Fisk, though they're amazing parts of the show, but the entire cast, the city of New York, all the people surrounding it, investing in those characters. And I feel like that was definitely a highlight of this particular episode.
Which character did you find that you were, because you were emphasizing a lot on the supporting cast, which character did you find you had the most catharsis for getting more emphasis on?
Probably the what's her name? Heather? Yeah, I think seeing Heather, seeing where she's at, leading into where the season's going, because we didn't really see her outside of the context of Matt. Also, seeing Kirsten a little bit more made me really happy, because you see that Matt chose her for a reason. He chose her because as a partner to replace Foggy, because she in and of herself has a good heart. Even put in the opportunity to, be financially enriched by the opportunity to go against Matt, even not knowing where he is. She still chose to stay fast in their firm and what they believe and what they stay true to. So I thought that was really great. Also, the fact that BB is now involved with Karen, that was something I was really hoping for, seeing going into season 2. We only got one scene of that, but still, the fact that we are embracing our full cast and showing the strengths of those people in the absence of some of our other characters that we love from the OG really made this a more fulfilling experience. This feels more like the season 1 part 2 than a true season 2, because I feel like with seasons you have like a whole story that kind of concludes, and this is the next part of what we were already ramping up to with season 1.
Yeah, it's good points. Good points all around. And Andrew, what about you? Anything that you found to be an improvement so far?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the action and choreography was fantastic. I also really felt Matt's brutality and his rage. He was really trying to contain that all of last season, and he really was born again, right? And just watching him, first of all, too, that suit looked incredible when it was lit up and also in the darkness. I love that freaking suit. Probably might be my favorite one right now, but I do agree with Aaron. I like that we're really focusing on a lot of the supporting characters, and it should feel like an ensemble. I think that was one of the things that made the original 3 seasons so special to me. Yeah, Wilson and Matt are at the forefront, but those other supporting characters really elevate those seasons into something really spectacular. And I already like the way they're setting up, like when it comes to Daniel and BB and Kirsten. I already know so much more about those characters, and I think I have an idea in my head where possibility where they could be heading, like just the relationship between BB and Daniel, like she's afraid to get too close to him. and what the emotional compromise could be to that situation. And also Daniel, like, especially after watching the film Devil's Advocate, about like, all right, I've got everything I want, and what this could be like at the brutality of shedding my soul, and when I finally get what I want. So I think they are like setting up a lot of interesting things when it comes to the supporting cast, but still, we still get our icing on the cake with our two main characters when it comes to Wilson and Matt. Like, all that is still fantastic, but I really do love that they are giving us a lot of good stuff with the supporting cast, which I felt like was really, I still like Born Again Season 1, but I feel like that was also really lacking in the first season.
We were watching it. You were commenting a lot on Karen Page and Matt being together, and like you seemed like you were really touched by that. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, you instantly feel their chemistry, and just I think you said it best too. You really feel that warmth whenever they're together. I feel like in the first season when we were with Born Again, I mean, there is that bias because we've spent so much time with them throughout the first 3 seasons when it comes to Karen and Matt, and also Foggy too. But when it comes to the relationship, the intimate relationship between Matt and Karen, because we've spent so much time and we spent so little time with Heather and Matt, I never felt that way. You know, as much as, like, they're both very good actors and like the scenes are okay, but I never once felt that they had the chemistry going between them, and I never fully bought them as a couple, and I wanted it to work out with them, of course, but I could never stop thinking about Karen, that she's the right one for Matt, and just instantly when you see them, it's just warmth to my heart as well. So I think that was the proper word to use. But I do like what Aaron said as well, that I like that they're paying a lot more attention to Heather this season. We're going to focus a lot more on her trauma, because that makes a lot of sense after what she experienced. Like, even though I thought they wasted the character of Muse, like, to have him come back in this type of way of haunting Heather, I think is a smart way to psychologically for her character.
Yeah. Coy, you want to talk about government authoritarianism and fascism? And how that's
Let's
been
talk
reflected in our comic
fascism.
properties?
That's not happening right now.
Repression and immigration.
I think they should really work on making this more realistic. Because frankly, it's a bit too fantastical for New York or any major city to persecute people based on where they're from, or they're maybe not belonging and following a status quo, and hiring people and getting people to follow orders, and just saying they're just following orders while wearing badges isn't something that could ever happen. I love that this show has balls.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Daredevil ball again.
Daredevil is a character that is in the MCU and in Marvel Comics in a way that is kind of unique. I always see Daredevil as kind of this dark figure amongst light characters. He's not dark in the same way necessarily as like a Venom or characters that are like by their nature, but there is a darkness to him that I think is very enchanting. I think that's why he gets so many girls. I think that's why so many characters want to impress him. But like, there's a ness to Daredevil that I really love, that I felt like season 1 of Born Again scratched at, but didn't quite get there. And I love Daredevil Born Again because it was bringing the character back, and I think I liked it more than the average, but it didn't quite feel like the Netflix show, and the Netflix show felt like the comic. This one episode feels like a course correction. It is doing what the first season did so well, which is kind of making a beautiful quilt out of the old show they canceled, and then the Netflix show that was exceptional, and tying it in. And now that we've got the beginning of the quilt, it feels like Justin and Aaron can kind of make it beautiful. Like, it feels lived in. It feels like the characters that we all wanted to care about are actually getting some time, because we don't have to introduce them. Now we can actually care about them.
Yeah.
I didn't know most of their names. I never, like, I didn't feel as invested. Even on rewatch, I found myself being like, I love the stuff where we're getting Daredevil and Kingpin back, because I think the rising of the two of those men from Matt and Wilson back into Kingpin and Daredevil was fascinating, but it was really hard to invest in anything other than those two parallel storylines, and everything else felt like it was serving them, and that's unrealistic. That's not how the comics are. That's not how the Netflix show was, but that was something they had to do with the pieces. They had the pieces of this quilt. This, to me, feels like I actually know why, and one of you mentioned it, why Matt would have pursued her, like finding out the DA stuff and not being willing to sacrifice yourself, and the juxtaposition of that in real time with Heather doing that exact thing, but worse, makes me care about both of them more. I think it's really interesting that Muse in the comic books is also dead, and he is kind of a ghostly figure in some storylines that haunts, and instead of doing something so fantastical, because this is Hell's Kitchen, they have it as a PTSD element, which allows the character to carry on and kind of nod to the comics in a unique way. Even so far as Swordsman, who I did not enjoy in Hawkeye. I really like that I care about him here in one episode more than I did in all of Hawkeye, and I actually was worried that the Hawkeye tonality with Kingpin would then kind of translate over to Kingpin. I had a slight concern, and most of all I want to say, fucking Matt Lillard.
Yeah, man.
Matt Lillard is an actor who I think elevates everything he does. I think that he is swell incarnate. The dude is just
swell incarnate.
He's just such a lovable rapscallion, and I love that he gets to be swell here with Malice. Like there's a chaotic earnesty that is the power of Matt Lillard. Like he can do it and go psychotic with Stu. He can do it and go, I'm just a guy in Weapons or The Descendants. He's just such a good human. And if you know anyone that works at a con, you know that Matt is that man. Like he will do anything to make people feel special because it is how he communicates. So I love him as kind of an undercurrent of what's he gonna do that's gonna just like uplift himself while being all of Kingpin's folly, because he's all of this chaos energy but wrapped in adorable, and you can tell it's driving Kingpin insane, but he's also talking about just like hiring guys to kill him.
Yeah.
It's so impressive, that line that's being walked, and it's the exact level of intensity of Kingpin but in verse without being Daredevil. It's the other side of Kingpin in verse. So into it.
Daredevil into it. Absolutely. Yeah, I've had faith that this would be a stronger season overall just because of the not having to do any overhauls or trying to do some weird Frankenstein stitching of a canceled show with a new show, you know? So the fact they're able to do this shows, and a lot of credit does go to Justin and Aaron for their visual language. I do want to shout out the writer, David Scarpino, I think is his name. He's the guy behind The Punisher. And for all this emphasis that they're putting on trauma, that first season of Punisher deals a lot with PTSD. And you kind of see the correlation beyond just what Heather's going through, also with how Matt gets stilted by his own. He's getting paralyzed in that moment by his own PTSD. What I love, actually, now that I think about it, is like how the first episode of this show, of this series, started off with the death of Foggy at the hands of Bullseye. And then this episode ends with a moment that's reminiscent of the death of Foggy
point.
that is haunting Matt, and then is saved by Bullseye instead. So that's like an interesting irony that they're throwing, showing that they are doing a different take here. I was impressed with it. I think the writing was a lot stronger. One of the things that, even on the rewatch, was like the guy who plays Cherry, I feel like is a good actor, and I felt like they were kind of like trying to make it seem like they had history more than it was actually there in the first season. And in this one, I really felt they had history. When he was about to die, I was actually concerned that he might actually die.
And I didn't remember his name, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm suddenly invested in Cherry.
Yeah. And even though Heather and Matt aren't together, they have found a way to make Heather more interesting. And I thought it was a little, I mean, Heather is kind of like a funny character to me from the first season. She's the psychologist that everyone goes to in New York City. She's not a very good one to be attending Wilson Fisk's events, going outside of personal boundaries.
That part.
Wilson gets to know one therapist. He's like, you're going to be the head of the mental health.
The one that dates Matt Murdock.
And the one that's also dating Matt Murdock too. Yeah, she's just like everyone's thread. But then
Nick Fury, a therapist.
She really is.
Right.
Gathering a team of mentally unstable people that need help.
But then the scene with Swordsman did illustrate like, there could have maybe it was part of the cleverness of rewrites or finding intentionality to make up for something, or maybe it was the plan all along to have it be where, you can weaponize this person's trauma, that because this whole thing is about going against vigilantes. In the previous season, she's writing this whole book on trying to unmask who a vigilante is and why they really operate the way they do. So every part of her is intended to take them down. So if she's someone who hasn't healed herself, then she will consistently project onto that, and the more these
That's a good point.
authorities keep causing her to go inward and not be her true self and stay true to her profession, the worse she's going to get, and in some ways might become the monster that she's going after. So I like the tease that they're building for her in addition to that. I do feel like Karen will die because Karen dies a lot in the comics.
And all those opening scenes, I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
they got her familiar, then they gave her a good monologue. She's gonna do it's
Yeah, the fact that they like skipped to it. The action did look really good. There hasn't yet been, the
hallway,
the action scene, the most defining one yet, but you could feel like improvements already in terms of.
You could see it.
You could see
Like,
it.
they're
You
counting
could
on it.
actually
Like,
see.
Philip Silvera, I think is his name, is the stunt coordinator and the guy that's like designing these fights. And I know he was on the Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead leg of the last season, and we talked a lot about like the first and last episode's fights. He's on this whole season, and that last fight I thought was pretty exceptional. But you could also they let us frame to see stuff as opposed to like it's Daredevil.
yeah. That's all true. I think this will be a really strong season. And one thing I was telling Aaron and I have been shooting together a lot lately for a bunch of other stuff, and we were talking about Daredevil at one point when we weren't filming, and I was saying how where I think they didn't do great in the first season is specifically how they framed Kingpin, and I'm talking solely in terms of camera work. If you watch the original series, there was a great intentionality to how they framed Kingpin to always make him feel like some type of overwhelming or imposing large presence.
Yeah.
And maybe it was intentional, because he's just supposed to be mayor, and he kind of just felt like even level here. And that's why I really was charmed by when you have that shot with Vanessa, Matthew Lillard, who I'm sure Matthew Lillard's tall and Vincent D'Onofrio is not that tall, but they intentionally did it where they made him look so much bigger. And in Kingpin's opening shot, the way they frame him is to make him look like this large, Doom-like figure. So I feel, and I remember telling Aaron too that it felt like in episode 7 and 8 they started bringing that back. So it seems like that's an awareness that Justin and Aaron do have. There's a way to illustrate Kingpin. You can't only it's weird to say you can't just only use Vincent D'Onofrio's performance because he's such a physical presence that you have to know how to frame him.
Yeah.
And these guys know how to frame him in a way that's effective.
Yeah, another thing I want to mention in relation to Kingpin is that when I'm happy we've got the BP report back in this season, but something was bothering me when it was first on. I was like, this feels a little too clean. Like the way it was shot when it showed the two people in front of the boat and then showed the guy in the beginning who was like, yeah, everything's great. I'm like, these feel like actors. And when it showed the BP report in the first season, it felt like actual New Yorkers. So the fact that we got something that's kind of like Anonymous being like, no, this is fake because X, Y, and Z. I was like, okay, I'm happy they addressed it because it's shot this similarly, but it feels different. And I like that they made that distinction.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's Lillard anymore. I had thought in the trailer when they showed Kingpin, I was like, gotta be. But I do think I do think it's a fun way to use the news. Because when we watch superhero stuff, Greg and I often comment on the amount of journalism as a character, and that is so important in comics. That is so important in the truth and in getting the word out. And I love to see it on both, theoretically, if it is BB, on both sides, how she's kind of weaponizing her own propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's making herself the enemy.
I also like too in this episode, you really immediately feel the stakes of martial law.
Yeah,
you feel like Matt and Karen have an impossible task against them, and just with the stakes and everything in this, just from this episode alone, it just feels like it's going to be kind of. I always use the brutality and the measuring stick of Die Hard. Like it's a situation of this is impossible, but yet when the goal is accomplished in the end, it's beyond satisfying not only for us, the audience, but for the character. And it feels like we're in one of those types of situations where everything is pitted against our protagonists right now. So, and I like those kinds of stakes. So I'm glad we're starting off on that with episode 1.
Very true.
I really like that we're about to have Daredevil be torn about being saved by Bullseye, not only because it was Bullseye, but because all of those men knew who he was, and now he is like, what are the other options? Like,
that's a good point. Not only being saved too, in by the guy who killed Foggy, but also in the way he was saved too, because he's so. We know how against
killing
murder
he is.
So
And he
there's like a double entendre of negative there for him.
Yeah, I love that we're about to enter this era of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Especially with
desperate
the murderer
times
that saved you.
Desperate
Yeah.
times, desperate measures.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for Daredevil Born Again Season 1.
Season 2, Episode
1. Is there anything anyone did not care for? I know there's just a lot of praise here. Anything anyone didn't like?
No, the reacclimation was the hardest part, but I think that's just any season something episode 1, because I found myself thinking like, okay, that's more like Born Again. Okay, that's more like Netflix. And it was just a little bit of, and I think you need that in order to tell the show's language for this season. I think I'm going to get more and more used to it. But it wasn't as much pacing as it was like tone melding. And there were a couple times I was like, oh, right. And I had to kind of reacclimate. So it just kind of a reacclimation.
And I want to see how I feel about this in the last, when we get to the final episode and we're finished. But one thing I'm glad that they did not focus on when we talked about the supporting cast, I just rewatched Born Again, and there were some times where I really enjoyed this. We talked about this off camera. They kept on intercutting between Wilson and Matt several times in scenes, and it got to the point where it was jarring to me, and we didn't do that one time this entire episode, and I was glad to finally get a break from that. So I like that. Once again, we are focusing on the supporting cast, and we're not intercutting between those two. While I think it breaks a lot of the tension that goes on in scenes. So I want to see if they really limit themselves to doing that this season as well. So I was actually glad to get a break from that in this episode.
Yeah, I think the one thing that would maybe a minor criticism is that when they first took down the boat, Karen was like, yeah, this is really going to get at him. And then they showed him, and they do a great job of framing him. But the thing I really liked about Kingpin from the original show that Vincent D'Onofrio captured so well is like this teeter-tottering balance between control and composure and absolute rage, and you always felt the rage bubbling underneath the control. And I felt like in this era of Kingpin's life and in the show, he, for the most part, feels pretty composed and in control, and I would like to see a little bit more of that rage bubble up underneath.
We got a peek of that in that one facial expression with the Matt Lillard scene.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be... the arc, but I hope it's not the same arc of season 1 where it's like, it's going to come back. Like, I hope, because I was really impressed in this, giving not the whole, like, wait till the new suit we got at episode 1.
Yeah.
I think, likewise, we don't want that same, like, slow crescendo because we did just have that season 1.
True.
And the intercutting you and I talked about before we rolled, I think that's because that felt more like a Disney Plus dark take. This doesn't feel like feels less Disney Plus.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week. Bye.